Tonight, we invite you to drift into the myth of Cephalus and Procris, a timeless story of love tested by the shadows of suspicion and misunderstanding. As you settle in, let your mind float on the gentle currents of an ancient world where love strives to overcome the whispers of doubt. In this peaceful journey, find comfort as their tale meanders toward understanding and reconciliation. If you enjoy sinking softly into these ancient stories, consider subscribing for more bedtime journeys. And now, let the tale unfold. In the sacred realm of timeless myths, nestled among the whispers of ancient Greece, we find Cephalus, a noble hunter of great renown. His skills with the bow were unparalleled, and his dedication to the hunt was matched only by the love he bore in his heart. That love belonged to Procris, his kindred spirit and beloved wife, whose grace complemented his strength. Together, they crafted a life that felt like a perpetual spring, a season of renewal and harmony shared under the expansive canopy of their united dreams. The marriage of Cephalus and Procris blossomed under the nurturing light of dawn, echoing through the corridors of time as a testament to idyllic love. Like the ancient oaks that surrounded their home, their bond was steadfast and enduring. The days unfolded with Cephalus and Procris delighting in their shared pursuits in nature, their laughter harmonizing with the symphony of cicadas. Beneath the gentle rays of the sun, they exchanged glances that conveyed more than words ever could, each moment an affirmation of their mutual joy and tenderness. This unbreakable bond extended into the woods as they found solace in their shared passion for hunting. Their partnership was like a delicate dance, with arrows flying true and trust in each other as steady as their aim. Nature became their sanctuary, a place where the rustle of leaves sang lullabies, soothing their souls during tranquil afternoons. Wrapped in the gentle embrace of spring, each dawn promised another day of unity, with the world offering its bounty to admire and cherish. Yet, as if on cue from a divine play, Eos, the radiant goddess of the dawn, surveyed the tranquil sky with yearning eyes. Her gaze fell upon Cephalus, and within his steadfastness and beauty, she found a beacon of desire that stirred her immortal heart. Secret longing grew within Eos, a longing she could no longer quell. With resolve as luminous as the first light of day, she descended to Cephalus, determined to ensnare the noble hunter in her divine allure. Eos, beguiled by her own passions, spirited Cephalus away to the ethereal glow of her celestial realms, leaving behind the familiar caress of morning mists. Such divine interventions were rare, marking moments when gods wove their presence into the fabric of mortal lives. Yet Cephalus's fidelity remained resolute. His heart resounded with devotion to Procris, his beloved and anchor steadfast amidst the tides of divine temptation. In the celestial domain, his spirit stayed true, immune to Eos's enchanting beauty. Faced with Cephalus's unwavering loyalty, Eos encountered a graceful yet firm rebuff. Though honored by her attention, Cephalus conveyed his fidelity to Procris, the earthly love eclipsing even divine splendor. This rejection, emerging from an incomparable love, left the goddess to reconcile with a heart that beat steadfastly for another. With dignity, Eos, though wounded by her unfulfilled desire, chose to relinquish her hold, acknowledging Cephalus's unwavering heart. The celestial embrace released, Cephalus's heart soared back to Procris, driven by unwavering yearning. His journey home was laced with anticipation and relief, the familiar embrace of lush forests welcoming him once more. As dawn's first light kissed the trees, Cephalus returned to the home ignited by Procris's warmth, their reunion a soothing balm for his spirit. The profound relief he felt upon returning to Procris marked the end of one trial and the beginning of a newfound understanding in their relationship, a silent pledge whispered on the breeze. This chapter celebrates their enduring union while gently planting the seeds of future trials. Love, no matter how fortified, finds itself tested in the crucible of doubt and misunderstanding. Yet here, in the serene forest clearing where dreams and reality intersect, Cephalus and Procris stand united, tender in their embrace, hearts as one against the soft dawn glow. Their tale unfolds gently, a story of devotion destined to weave through passages of light and shadow. In the mythical times of ancient Greece, the world prepared to awaken under the watchful gaze of the dawn. Eos, the goddess of the morning, painted the sky with her soft radiance, embellishing the horizon with hues of golden amber. She watched over the sleeping earth from her celestial abode, but her attention was drawn to a particular mortal, the noble hunter Cephalus, who ventured into the forest at first light. Cephalus was celebrated not just for his hunting skill, but for the enduring love he shared with his wife Procris. Each morning, he traversed the tranquil woods, seeking solace in the heart of nature. As he moved silently alongside the whistling leaves and the gentle murmur of the dawn breeze, Eos watched. Her fascination with the hunter grew, and each day, his dedication and loyalty to Procris intrigued her more deeply. Eos's interest in Cephalus transcended mere admiration. It blossomed into a desire that stirred her divine heart. She conceived a plan to entice him, hoping the allure of her beauty and the promise of immortality would draw him to her celestial realm. Her intention was not born of malice, but rather the hope of sharing the wonders of an everlasting existence beside her, amidst the eternal dance of stars and soft clouds. As morning light graced the earth, Eos acted on her desires. Harnessing her divine power, she captured Cephalus as he stood poised in the forest, suspended between dream and wakefulness. In a luminous embrace of heavenly mist, she transported him to her realm, a space alight with celestial brilliance. Despite the unfamiliar sights, Cephalus faced his divine surroundings with tranquility and curiosity. In this heavenly domain, Eos addressed him, her voice resonant with grace. She expressed her admiration, recounting the mornings spent observing his steadfast manner and speaking of a potential life together in her realm, ageless, serene, and filled with unending beauty. Her offer was an invitation to experience timeless marvels and celestial harmony, far removed from mortal limitations. Cephalus, however, remained unyielding in his loyalty. With a heart devoted to Procris, he listened intently but found no allure greater than the bond he cherished with his wife. He gently expressed gratitude for Eos's affection and shared with her his deep connection to Procris, highlighting the joy and meaning she brought to his earthly life. His words were not rushed. They carried the weight of sincere commitment. Eos, though divine, was moved by Cephalus's fidelity. She endeavored to persuade him once more, painting vivid pictures of eternal dawns and unfading beauty, urging him to consider life unfettered by the decay of time. Yet, Cephalus's mind was steadfast, his heart firmly anchored to his love for Procris. He articulated how this love was more than a bond. It was an intrinsic part of his being, a treasure he would not forsake, even for divine promises. With wisdom befitting her divine stature, Eos acknowledged the depth of the mortal bond that Cephalus treasured. She graciously accepted his choice, recognizing that no celestial promise could rival the profound affection binding him to Procris. In a gesture of respect, she released him, honoring his unwavering decision. As Cephalus returned to the earthly realm, he did so with a heightened awareness of his devotion. Eos's embrace of light receded, and he prepared for his homecoming to Procris. Despite the celestial allure he briefly encountered, it was his enduring fidelity that guided him back, ready to face the joys and challenges that awaited alongside Procris on Earth. As Cephalus stepped away from the celestial realm of Eos, the brilliance of that divine world gradually dimmed, immersing him back into the familiar embrace of the earth. Each step was fueled by an intense yearning for Procris, a pull of mortal love far stronger than any enchantment. In the quiet of his descent, Cephalus's thoughts centered upon the gentle smile of Procris, her kind gaze a beacon through the shadows of uncertainty that accompanied his journey. The return to his homeland was not merely a physical endeavor, but a deeply emotional voyage driven by love's fervent call. On Earth, Procris remained oblivious to the trials that had delayed Cephalus. Yet her heart, steadfast and hopeful, awaited his return. Under the soft hues of spring, she tended their shared home, her mind occupied by unspoken questions lingering in the solitude. Where was he, and what had kept him away? Despite the whispers of doubt that occasionally encroached upon her thoughts, Procris held firm to her love, her unwavering dedication a quiet testament to her belief in their bond. Her heart, a tapestry of hope and patience, mirrored the serene anticipation that filled the countryside around her. As Cephalus approached the familiar lands of his youth, the sight of home filled him with an overwhelming sense of joy. Each familiar path, every gentle hill he traversed, resonated with echoes of his early days shared with Procris. The golden light of dusk, soft and inviting, enveloped him in warmth, as if welcoming him back into a world where his heart truly belonged. The journey, though filled with trials and divine temptations, now seemed a distant memory overshadowed by the thrill of impending reunion. Finally, the moment of their reunion arrived, draped in the vibrant hues of the setting sun. Procris, standing amid the lush fields, recognized Cephalus's figure on the horizon. Her heart leapt, synchronizing with the earth's rhythm, each beat resounding with joy and relief as she hurried to meet him. Their reunion was an exchange beyond words, a profound immersion in relief and happiness. As they embraced, the world seemed to dissolve, leaving only the sanctuary of each other's arms, a refuge of warmth and love. Yet even amidst this happiness, the seeds of doubt began to stir within Procris's heart. Her mind turned to the questions unanswered, the silence unexplained. Despite the joy of Cephalus's return, she couldn't help but wonder what had transpired during those endless days of waiting. Cephalus, sensing her unease, offered heartfelt assurances of his unwavering love. His voice, earnest and soothing, strived to disperse the clouds of uncertainty. Each word was a promise, a declaration of fidelity and commitment woven with the sincerity that only true love could convey. Cephalus recounted his journey in soft tones, touching briefly upon the divine enchantments he had resisted. He spoke of his loyalty, firmly anchored in the love he cherished with Procris, a bond even Eos's celestial allure could not sever. His words bore the weight of trials faced, not as burdens, but as affirmations of the ties that drew him home. His narrative wasn't one of hardship, but of a love that persevered, a gentle reminder of the strength of their shared journey. Together, Cephalus and Procris endeavored to rediscover the peace that seemed fleeting amidst the shadows of doubt. Despite Cephalus's assurances, Procris's heart harbored a whisper of unease, a tentative questioning that sought to understand the forces challenging their love. Beneath the dusky hues they shared a silence profound in its simplicity, a sanctuary where trust could begin to mend. With the setting sun casting golden bands upon the landscape, Cephalus and Procris reaffirmed their love. The quiet warmth of the day lingered, encapsulating a hope that, amidst shadows and silence, their love would endure. It was a hope tempered with the knowledge that more challenges lay ahead, whispers of complexity ready to test their resolve. Yet, for now, their hearts were united, intertwined in a promise that the trials overcome thus far were but the beginning. In this tender reunion, Cephalus and Procris laid the groundwork for a renewed love, promising to nurture it through the coming uncertainties. As night embraced the world, a gentle whisper of looming misunderstandings lingered, a harbinger of the trials yet to unfold. echoing faintly in the calm before the continuation of their shared journey. As Cephalus and Procris resumed their lives in the gentle landscape of their sunlit countryside, the joy from their reunion veiled the subtle shadows stirring beneath the surface. Even though Cephalus was steadfast in his affection, the memory of his absence lingered like a restless echo, embedding a seed of doubt within Procris's heart. It was a quiet discomfort that swayed her thoughts, unbidden and unwelcome. Everyday life settled back into familiar rhythms, but Procris couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted. Cephalus often wandered alone into the forest, seeking solace in the wind's whispers and the leaves' gentle murmur. Unbeknownst to him, Procris started observing his solitary outings, a mix of fascination and unease stirring within her. She watched quietly as Cephalus spoke to the breeze, invoking its coolness to aid his pursuits with tender words. To Procris, these words, carried on the wind, hinted at secret longings, and she began to misinterpret them as an address to an unseen beloved. These misunderstandings wrapped around her heart like creeping vines, threatening to choke the trust that had bound them. Lost in his routine hunts, Cephalus remained oblivious to Procris' growing anxiety. The rhythm of the chase soothed him, offering a respite from any unspoken concerns. Still unaware of the silent storm within Procris, he found peace in nature's open embrace, while the comfort they once shared seemed to widen the unspoken distance between them. For Procris, each solitary hunt Cephalus embarked on became an emblem of her rising suspicion, a silent accusation voiced only by her thoughts. Inside, her trust faltered, much like a trembling leaf, teetering on the edge of uncertainty. These unresolved fears gnawed at her mind, urging her to seek clarity amid the brewing shadows. The harmony they once cherished felt disrupted by an invisible thread of tension that marred their serene existence. In her uncertainty, Procris turned to a trusted friend, hoping for solace and insight. She poured out her heart, sharing the gnawing doubts that troubled her. Her friend listened patiently, offering advice meant to soothe her worry. Yet, this well-meaning guidance, which advised caution and vigilance, only served to deepen Procris's insecurities, magnifying the phantom fears rather than quelling them. Procris's internal struggle grew more pronounced, punctuated by sleepless nights and anxious reflections. She attempted to rationalize her emotions, recalling the fond memories she shared with Cephalus, how his laughter echoed warmly in their home, and the gentle touch that once reassured her of his steadfastness. These recollections heightened the emotional pull of her doubts, underscoring the value of what seemed to be slipping through her fingers. Ultimately, Procris realized she could no longer remain silent. Her concerns had reached a point where they outweighed her hesitations about confronting the man she loved. The looming necessity of addressing her suspicions was not just a choice but a step forward in their journey, one woven deeply with misunderstanding and love. She steeled herself for an inevitable confrontation, conscious that it would test both her resilience and Cephalus's loyalty. In the sun-dappled forest where Cephalus often retreated for solitude, Procris gathered her thoughts and fortified her resolve. As the flickering sunlight filtered through the canopy, it served as a gentle reminder that light can pierce even the deepest shadows. Anticipation hung in the air, a silent promise awaiting release, enshrouded by a weight of unspoken words. A quiet strength rose within Procris as she prepared for the approaching encounter. Her decision to confront Cephalus was not one of desperation but of deliberate seeking, a pursuit of truth meant to dissipate the shadows clouding their path. In her heart, she held faith that their love, if true and earnest, could navigate through the tumult of doubts and misunderstandings, emerging renewed and resilient. As the forest held its breath in shared anticipation, Procris set forth with a heart burdened by apprehension, but buoyed by hope. With each step towards Cephalus, she knew she was embarking on a journey to uncover the truth, a journey that carried the promise of a brighter path forged together. The decision, rooted not in whim but in necessity, was a call to illuminate their lives with sincerity. As the moments drifted inexorably towards confrontation, she clung to the belief that love, when nurtured with trust and open-heartedness, could endure even the most trying of misunderstandings. Thus Procris prepared to face Cephalus, convinced that the truth could shine a light on the shadows, leading them towards a future built on renewed understanding and enduring love. For days, Procris grappled with the delicate threads of doubt that had begun to weave themselves into the fabric of her mind. Her love for Cephalus was unwavering, yet the persistent murmurs of unease lingered like shadows at dusk. His absence during lengthy hunts and those whispered conversations with the wind had stirred suspicions she could no longer suppress. It was in the gentle stillness of the late afternoon, where the soft amber light cast shadows that seemed to mirror her swirling emotions, that Procris resolved to face the specter of her fears. Upon Cephalus's return from the solitude of the woods, he discovered their home devoid of its usual warmth, the air charged with an unsettling anticipation. The shift in Procris's demeanor did not escape him. As she gathered the courage to voice her concerns, Cephalus was taken off guard, her tone cutting through the quiet like the heralding of a coming storm. In the intimacy of their shared space, the weight of unspoken doubts transformed the familiar into a battleground of emotions. "Cephalus," Procris began, her voice strained yet resolute, "there are whispers unheard by the world that fall upon my heart. What do you say to the breeze? Are those words meant for another?" Her inquiry hung between them, fragile and exposed. Cephalus, caught unprepared, felt a disquiet settle within him as he struggled to fathom the roots of her unease. Their conversation quickly spiraled into an argument colored by desperation rather than anger, each longing to be understood. Cephalus, in an attempt to set her mind at ease, spoke of the solace he found in nature, how the woodland echoes and the whisper of the breeze carried his thoughts when his voice faltered. "It is to the wind I speak, Procris, to the forests that shelter my solitude," he explained, hoping to untangle her fears. Yet, Procris perceived his words as nebulous, shrouded in ambiguity. Every utterance Cephalus made about his affinity for the wilderness and his solitary musings seemed to deepen Procris's uncertainty. She felt ensnared by an interpretation of his intent that obscured the truth. As the discussion unfolded, their words, meant to clarify, became tangled with their emotions, neither truly hearing the other's heart. Fueled by rising tempers, clouded perception took hold, and clarity escaped them both. Misunderstandings hardened into barriers, their attempts to bridge the gap marred by misalignment. While Cephalus grappled with the frustration of articulate yet unconvincing explanations, Procris battled the interplay of her love against the tendrils of mistrust curling around her soul. In the height of their emotional exchange, words exhausted their utility, leaving silence as their sole companion. This silence, however, was pregnant with the echoes of their exchanged words, woven with what lay unspoken. Each retreated into their solitude, burdened by a melange of regret and confusion. Cephalus, searching for solace, departed into the familiar embrace of the woods, yearning for nature's calming presence to alleviate his troubled mind. Procris remained, her thoughts swirled within the confines of their home, where walls seemed to pulse with the resonant beats of their earlier confrontation. She pondered each word and gesture, seeking semblances of understanding in her heart's turbulent sea. As shadows lengthened and the evening descended, the initial chaos began to thin, allowing slivers of clarity to filter through their emotional haze. Though physically distant, a quiet acceptance whispered to them both. A hope flickered that when nightfall deepened into the stillness of early slumber, the night's reflective calm might lend insight. into mending the strained threads of their bond. Even amidst the cloud of misunderstanding, the enduring beacon of their love held its course, a guiding light untouched by transitory shadows. As night draped its shadow over the land, Procris sat at the edge of her thoughts, unable to settle the unrest within her heart. The confrontation with Cephalus weighed heavily, leaving her adrift in a sea of uncertainty. She knew that clarity could not be found amid the tumult of raw emotions, and decided to embark on a solitary journey into nature's embrace. Leaving behind a note that expressed her need for time and reflection, she stepped into the dawn, her love for Cephalus resilient yet clouded by the shadows of doubt. Alone in their once lively home, Cephalus felt each room echoing with the silence of Procris' absence. Regret tugged at him, a constant reminder of the unspoken words and unsolved misunderstandings. The walls seemed to murmur with her voice, and remorse interwoven with a yearning for reconciliation pulled at his heart with each silent step. Cephalus understood in these quiet moments how vital it was to rebuild the trust fractured by their conflict, and to reaffirm the truth of his feelings. Procris sought comfort in the natural world, her wanderings leading her to a nearby grove. Underneath a canopy of gently rustling leaves, she paused, soaking in the serenity amid chaos. The light filtering through leaves painted patches of sunny warmth on the ground, casting a calm that slipped gently into the corners of her consciousness. She sat beneath a grand tree, letting the world's vastness whisper a reminder of the strength found beyond fleeting doubt, pondering the essence of love and the fragile threads of trust that uphold. While Procris found solace in contemplation, Cephalus turned to hunting, the familiar activities aiding his thoughts to untangle. Each step through the woodland brought echoes of shared joys that now felt painfully distant. Even the thrill of the hunt could not drown the solitude of his heart, a heart that remembered the warmth of companionship that Procris offered. As daylight mingled into nights of solitary reflection, Cephalus recognized their separation as a chance to reevaluate their bond and discover the silent spaces where his communication had failed. As Procris lingered in the gentle embrace of the grove, questions swirled within her. Could love flourish amidst shadows? Was it possible to weave trust anew into their bond, more robust and luminous than before? Her thoughts danced along these possibilities, a gentle yearning for answers guiding her. She contemplated her own insecurities' contribution to their murmur of discord, and allowed her compassion for Cephalus' struggles to rekindle. The serene ambiance became her refuge, inspiring her contemplation on the love she held fiercely, despite its trials. Similarly, Cephalus, amidst the tranquil symphony of the forest, realized that love demanded more than fidelity. It required conversations spoken with open hearts. He understood now that his whispered exchanges with the wind, intended as a balm, had instead become a wall blocking Procris from understanding his devotion. This revelation spurred a need within him to speak clearer truths, to ensure the whispers of his heart touched Procris genuinely. Both souls, held by reflection rather than distance, began transforming their introspection into insights forged by understanding. As Procris watched the dawn's tender light cascading through the grove's leaves, she felt hope unfurl gently, whispering a desire to heal and rebuild. Here was a place where past misunderstandings could recede, and love could once again take root, stronger and truer. Cephalus, too, found in his woodland wanderings memories of shared moments that no absence could erase. As he retraced paths they once journeyed together, the resolve to return those shared joys burned bright, igniting a determination to mend their fractured connection. Incorrect assumptions and failures no longer stood as barriers but as stepping stones leading to renewal. Though their paths had diverged, both Procris and Cephalus sensed an unspoken rhythm drawing them back together. Each discovery of resilience echoed in their thoughts, their love cast in a renewed light of understanding. From the shadows of doubt emerged the realization that theirs was a bond worth preserving, every misstep holding lessons to weave into a future reconciled by grace. And as they pondered these truths, the path to reconciliation began to gently unfold beneath them. Cephalus wandered through the forest, each step echoing with reflections of past joys and recent sorrows. He acknowledged that his penchant for solitude and the silence he maintained during his hunting trips had inadvertently fostered misunderstanding. This realization bore heavily upon him, overshadowed only by the regret of unspoken words that had left room for doubt. The absence of Procris was like an echo through the trees, her laughter now a haunting memory dancing in the crisp air, a reminder of the void left in her wake. Procris, meanwhile, found herself ensconced within a sunlit grove, a place of solace amid a serene dance of rustling leaves and sweet birdsong. Wrapped in nature's embrace, she saw clearly how her insecurities had bloomed into suspicion and mistrust, a turbulent tide that led to their separation. Her heart ached with longing for the companionship and shared love she once took for granted, and with the clarity of introspection, she recognized her part in the misunderstandings. A quiet resolve began to form within her, a determination to seek forgiveness and reclaim the love she feared lost. As days passed, the cherished memories of their shared happiness surfaced with greater frequency for both Cephalus and Procris. For Cephalus, the lingering image of Procris's smile and the warmth of her embrace stirred an unfathomable longing. He recalled how her presence turned the mundane moments into treasured memories, and her mere presence brightened his dreariest days. Such memories ignited a renewed determination in him to make amends, to rekindle the bright flame of love that had once flourished so vibrantly. Procris, too, was drawn into the comforting embrace of remembrance, reflecting on Cephalus' steadfast care and devotion. She remembered his gentle words, his quiet strength, a foundation upon which her feeling of security was built. These thoughts stirred within her a yearning to overcome their past misunderstandings and to reconstruct the strong bond they had lost. Her reflection was catalyzed by a chance encounter with an old friend in the grove, a meeting that sparked an awakening. Her friend spoke eloquently about the rarity and splendor of a love like theirs, rekindling an urgency within Procris to mend what was broken. Encouraged by their conversation, she felt a newfound courage to cast aside her pride and return to Cephalus, her heart hoping that he awaited her with open arms. In parallel, Cephalus found himself on a reflective journey through the fields and meadows. Here, he came across a cherished keepsake of Procris, a soft ribbon caught on a branch, which sparked a flood of memories long cherished. As he held the ribbon, the whispers of their shared experiences and the love they once knew reverberated within him, driving a resolve to bridge the divide that had formed between them. He envisioned their future of renewed understanding and open communication, his path now clear under the golden hues of the setting sun, a beacon guiding him back to Procris. Compelled by their epiphanies, both began their individual journeys to reunite. Across fields and through the whispering groves, they moved with a determined pace, their hearts joined by the love and regret that paved their path to reconciliation. Cephalus and Procris, silhouettes against a twilight sky, became figures in a story written anew, a testament to love's enduring spirit and boundless renewal. In this silent promise, the anticipation of their reunion hung in the air like dawn's first light, a pledge to each other and the boundless essence of love that knows no bounds. With faith rekindled, each step brought them closer to a reconciliation forged in the lessons learned and memories shared. As they journeyed towards each other, the setting sun wrapped the landscape in its warm embrace, illuminating their path with the serene glow of hope, much like the soft promise of a new beginning. The sun stood high, casting its luminous glow over the grove where Procris had sought solace. This tranquil sanctuary, with its softly rustling new leaves, had become a refuge for her troubled heart. Here, Amid the gentle embrace of the natural world, she escaped the turmoil that had cast shadows over her relationship with Cephalus. This place, with its late summer warmth, offered not just peace, but a hopeful reset. Cephalus, driven by love and a profound sense of regret, made his way through the serene fields. His heart was set on reaching the grove, where he believed Procris would be waiting. This journey was not just about reconciliation. It was about redefining their shared path, free from the misunderstandings that had previously clouded it. Each step he took echoed with determination and resolve to repair what had frayed between them. As Cephalus approached the grove, the gentle rustle of leaves heralded his arrival. Procris, filled with both excitement and trepidation, emerged to meet him. Their eyes met, and an unspoken conversation unfolded, weaving an invisible thread that reconnected their souls. In this moment, suspended in time, the surrounding nature seemed to pause, framing their profound reunion. Words, though few, became the bridges over which their hearts ventured with sincerity. A heartfelt exchange transpired, their voices steady yet filled with emotion. Cephalus began, with words laden with remorse and an understanding of his part in their discord. He expressed regret for not clearly communicating, allowing misunderstandings to grow between them. These were more than just apologies. They were earnest admissions of how his actions had inadvertently created distance. Procris listened, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears, and she too took her turn to speak. She admitted her doubts and how her insecurities had led her to mistrust the steadfast love they shared. Her apology was rich with sincerity, embracing her part in their conflict and the resulting pain. It became a duet of forgiveness, with each revelation resonating in the grove's gentle embrace. The grove seemed to sigh in relief as their mutual misunderstandings were acknowledged. A knowing smile broke on Procris's face, mirrored by Cephalus. A tentative laughter followed, lifting the remaining veil of doubt like morning mist in sunshine. Within their embrace, they felt a world of new potential, painted in hues of hope and trust. Reunited in spirit, they stood amidst swaying leaves, deciding together to frame their future on a more resilient foundation of love. No longer would they allow silence and doubt to dictate their path. Instead, their journey would be guided by understanding and open, clear communication. This reconciliation did not just signify a return to what was, but it symbolized a renewal of the bond that promised strength unknown before. Hand in hand, Cephalus and Procris looked to the future, revitalized and ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. With the shadows of their past doubts cleared away, they understood with newfound clarity that together they possessed the strength to weather any storm. The sunlit grove stood witness to this new chapter as they cast off the shackles of past uncertainties. Barely audible whispers of the grove, stirred by a gentle breeze, carried their renewed promises. The transition into this new phase of their relationship was as seamless as the soft, welcoming sunlight that enveloped them. The grove bore witness to a quiet revelation of renewed vows, a testament to their partnership anchored in trust. As they gently began to leave, their steps overlapped, their shadows blending, a testament to a new chapter grounded in resilience and grace. Procris whispered softly her own silent vow to tackle insecurities head-on, and Cephalus inwardly pledged to maintain clear and open dialogue, ensuring their bond remained strong against future storms. Their journey had indeed returned to its starting point, but viewed through the lens of wisdom and understanding. As the grove resumed its serene solitude, the remnants of their resolve lingered in its leaves, a whisper of hope woven with love's promise, knowing no bounds. This chapter closed with them stepping hand in hand, ready to build a more enduring path, one that foresaw futures together rich with shared dreams and purpose. With their hearts now attuned to mutual understanding, Cephalus and Procris began to weave their days into a new chapter, rich with opportunities for growth and healing. Recognizing the gaps that once dulled their bond, they forged a path marked by open communication and thoughtful listening. Beneath autumn's gentle canopy, their conversations unfurled, unraveling the tangles of past misunderstandings and laying bare a future grounded in honesty and empathy. Cephalus, opening his thoughts as freely as the wind danced through the leaves, found himself engaging deeply, while Procris spoke her truth bravely, unfurling her heart in every exchange. In the crisp clarity of the turning season, they discovered a profound depth in one another, woven through words spoken and unspoken. Procris came to appreciate the intricate tapestry of Cephalus' connection with nature, seeing it not as a competitor, but as a vital spirit that shaped his essence. This insight transformed the solitary hunts from moments of absence to ones of presence, where nature's whispers guided Cephalus, not as a retreat, but a communion, enriching his soul. In a spirit of togetherness, Procris joined Cephalus on his expeditions into the wild. In the interplay of light and shadow within the forest, she learned to relish the chase, feeling the heartbeat of the woods as vividly as Cephalus did. Each twig-cracked trail and each whispered breeze became a testament to shared joy, deepening their connection and demonstrating how seamlessly their lives could intertwine amid nature's embrace. Spurred by these shared endeavors, Cephalus became more attuned to Procris' aspirations, drawn into her dreams as she had been into his. He listened with empathy and curiosity, offering encouragement and sharing his visions too. These dialogues, woven with sincerity and affection, nurtured a promise of enduring loyalty and respect that fortified their union. Trust settled firmly between them, like the unyielding roots of the trees that shaded their path. With hearts full, Cephalus and Procris sought to commemorate this convergence of love. The exchange of meaningful gifts spoke not only of affection, but of understanding. Cephalus presented Procris with a jeweled arrow, a symbol of their shared hunts and the depth of his commitment, sparkling with hopes of discoveries and journeys they would embark upon together. In return, Procris crafted a wreath of autumnal leaves and wildflowers, each petal a testament to her enduring care for him, a circle unbroken, mirroring their intertwined lives. These emblems of love ignited a new purpose in their relationship, one rooted not just in grand gestures, but in the daily acts of kindness and understanding. They grasped the dance of giving and receiving, cherishing every moment as an opportunity to solidify their connection. Their love became a vibrant tapestry, stitched with the threads of patience and devotion, each day a testament to their shared resolve. As autumn deepened, giving way to the first whispers of winter, they found serenity in their strengthened union. Gone were the shadows of doubt. In their place, a joy circulated, mirrored in the sunlit meadows where they walked as one. Each golden afternoon became not just a passage of time, but a celebration of life shared, of individuality celebrated, and of partnership revered. The natural world around them sang with life, a chorus of gentle rustles and distant cicadas composing the soundtrack to their journey together. Their shared narrative, one built on resilience and love, echoed in the harmony of the woods, reminding them of the path they had trodden and the enduring strength of their bond. With their love tempered by past trials, Cephalus and Procris stepped forward with confidence, prepared to face any turn of the path. Together they journeyed, their faith in each other as steadfast as the earth beneath their feet, ready to meet whatever the future might unfold by walking as two halves of a more complete whole. This newfound harmony set the stage for a future where love's trials could transform into enduring camaraderie, leading them gently toward the promises of tomorrow. As Cephalus and Procris strolled along the woodland path, the autumn leaves whispered beneath their feet, their colors echoing the earthy tones of the season. Dusk wrapped the forest in a gentle embrace, soft orange light filtering through the canopy, mirroring the warmth now blossomed between them. This serene time for reflection transformed each step into a shared symbol of the journey they had undertaken, filled with trials and misunderstandings now transformed into a deeper understanding. As they walked, Cephalus began to speak about the challenges they faced. The shadows of doubt may once have threatened us, but those same shadows are now reminders of how far we've come, he said, his voice tinged with appreciation. Procris nodded in agreement, remembering the obstacles they had overcome, recognizing that the misunderstandings only served to fortify their love, making it resilient and unwavering. Both acknowledged the growth they had experienced, both individually and together. Procris had learned to embrace the adventures she once misunderstood, finding solace in the shared joy of the hunt alongside Cephalus. She spoke of her newfound appreciation for his passion, saying, "The hunt, once a mystery, has shown me the threads that bind us together." Cephalus, in turn, had opened his heart more fully, revealing his dreams and reflections to Procris, nurturing the love that had deepened over time. Their laughter soon punctuated the tranquil air, as they recalled past missteps and miscommunications. Each shared memory became more than just a story. It was a testament to their enduring love, woven into the tapestry of their shared lives. "Remember how we once quarreled over the gentle whisper of the wind?" Procris chuckled, her eyes sparkling. Cephalus grinned, replying, "A whisper that taught us the value of listening." In their exchanges of words and smiles, they found joy in simple moments, those unspoken promises exchanged beneath the twinkling stars or in the gold of sun-drenched afternoons. These quiet assurances were poignant affirmations of their bond, signifying the depth of their connection as both public declaration and private joy. Their conversations naturally turned toward the future, weaving together dreams and aspirations that now lay open between them. With newfound clarity, they discussed not just dreams of solitude, but shared hopes. "We have the strength now to face uncertainties," Procris declared, "our hearts aligned and our spirits emboldened." They talked of becoming a bedrock in their community, nurturing love and understanding beyond their personal circle. As they moved forward, hands clasped, they embraced both their flaws and strengths, each aspect a cherished part of the journey. This mutual acceptance, the very essence of love, became a silent vow to support one another unconditionally, to lift each other through life's challenges without judgment or reservation. With dusk descending into night, and the path ahead shadowed by the promise of twilight, Cephalus and Procris paused, basking in the calm that enveloped them. Their path, now understood, revealed a future brimming with potential and shared endeavors. What shaped them in the past served now as the compass guiding them forward. Hearts unified, the bond between them unbroken, they walked onward. Their journey, guided by love and understanding, assured them of a future enriched by harmony and shared dreams. As twilight bathed the woodland path in its gentle colors, they knew that together, their unity embraced the days to come, confirming love's enduring promise. Under the vast autumn sky, Cephalus and Procris found solace in the gentle embrace of night, where the stars mirrored their love's depth and endurance. Standing together on a hilltop, the world seemed to pause, honoring the journey they had traversed. Procris, with a heart brimming with gratitude, pondered over the supportive partnership they had painstakingly built. Their relationship, once strained by trials and misunderstandings, had transformed through profound reconciliation into a fortress of fidelity. Beside her, Cephalus was equally thoughtful, appreciating the unwavering love that united them. In the eyes of their community, Cephalus and Procris had become a living testament to the resilience and strength of enduring love. Their story, once whispered among neighbors, had blossomed into a beacon of inspiration, guiding others through their own trials. It was common to see villagers approach them, seeking guidance and wisdom, eager to learn from their journey. Each interaction bolstered their role as symbols of love and perseverance, reinforcing the sanctity of their union. One evening, a young couple approached Cephalus and Procris, eager for advice. They humbly asked how to overcome doubts and nurture trust. Cephalus shared a story of how misunderstandings could weave bonds tighter if met with patience and understanding. Procris added that love, when tested, revealed its true resilience and strength. This conversation, a vivid illustration of their journey, resonated deeply, cementing their status as figures of hope in the community. As the night progressed, Cephalus and Procris indulged in quiet moments together, gazing at the celestial tapestry above them. Words were unnecessary in these tranquil intervals, as silence spoke volumes. They reflected on their shared history and the milestones they had surpassed, recognizing how each challenge had fortified their bond. In these tender moments, their souls seemed to align seamlessly, knit together by love's gentle embrace. Acknowledging their past, both Cephalus and Procris were acutely aware of the lessons they had learned. Previous misunderstandings served as reminders of the importance of trust and clear communication, a foundation upon which their relationship now stood firm. These insights transformed their love into an enduring fortress, weathering time's storms with grace. In their daily routines, Cephalus and Procris found joy in simplicity. Procris often accompanied Cephalus on his hunts, experiencing firsthand the peace he found in nature's embrace. Conversely, Cephalus immersed himself in Procris's world, appreciating her balance of gentleness and strength. They encouraged each other, weaving passions into a tapestry of shared purpose. This mutual support solidified their bond, enriching their lives through shared endeavors. Their love, now affirmed and solid, embraced each other's entirety, strengths and frailties alike. They recognized that true strength lay in accepting imperfections. This realization became the bedrock upon which their shared life thrived. As the night deepened, Cephalus and Procris sat side by side, whispering contentment in stolen glances and soft laughter. The stars above twinkled as celestial witnesses to their testament of fidelity and support. Each heartbeat was a silent promise, a rhythmic reassurance of the journey they would continue to embark on together. Considering the path ahead, Cephalus and Procris knew there were new dreams to nurture and ambitions to fulfill. Their love, tested and reaffirmed, was equipped for any uncertainty, armed with past lessons. Together, they envisioned futures adorned with affection and respect. Accepting the trials behind them, their gaze forward was filled with unwavering hope. Their love shone brightly like a luminous guide under the tranquil night sky, serving as a beacon lighting the path forward. With everything they had learned, Cephalus and Procris felt prepared to embrace whatever lay ahead, confident they would face it together, guided by the steadfast light of their love. In the tranquil stillness of the autumn night, Cephalus and Procris sat together beside a softly glowing campfire. The golden light enveloped them like a warm embrace, underscoring the harmony that now characterized their lives. Gone were the shadows of doubt and misunderstanding, replaced by a new understanding and deeper love. Their journey from despair to reconciliation had not only tested their bond, but also fortified it, transforming them into symbols of enduring love and fidelity for those around them. The couple stared into the flames, reflecting on the path that had brought them here. Cephalus, with a gentle hand, turned to Procris, his eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. "Our journey has taught me the true meaning of love," he began, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "It has shown me that trust and communication are essential. For that, and for you, I am forever grateful." Procris nodded, her eyes glistening with the same sentiments. With this acknowledgement, an unspoken agreement passed between them, a commitment to cherish and uphold their love always. She recalled one specific morning, years past, where they had shared a simple meal beneath the same stars. It was the quiet beauty of those moments that reaffirmed their bond, teaching them the importance of patience and understanding. Their conversation turned toward the future, the embers of the fire mirroring the warmth in their hearts. "Let us wander further into the woods," Procris suggested softly, exploring new paths together. Cephalus smiled, envisioning the adventures that awaited them, paths trodden hand in hand, discovering joys yet to come. In the soft light of the fire, Cephalus and Procris contemplated the lessons their myth held. Their story had become a beacon, demonstrating how love could weather trials and emerge stronger. "Remember when we thought all was lost?" Cephalus mused quietly. "And yet, here we are." Fidelity and open-hearted communication had ultimately led them to this moment of peace and fulfillment. This realization soared like the sparks from the campfire, disappearing into the vast night sky yet imprinted deeply within their hearts. Contentment settled over the couple as they basked in the happiness of their renewed union. The tension and doubts of the past were like distant memories, replaced by a landscape of life now marked by the serenity of understanding. Cephalus assured Procris once more of his unwavering love, vowing to protect and cherish it as they moved forward together. Procris reciprocated with a promise of her own, a pledge of trust and companionship through every season. With these vows renewed by firelight, they prepared for a hunt that symbolized their shared passion, a tribute to the unity and strength their love had gained. As they moved through the quiet countryside, a playful breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying with it echoes of their laughter. The moon cast a gentle beam over them as they moved in tandem with nature's rhythm, in pursuit of the thrill that had first drawn them together. This symbolic hunt, like their relationship, was a dance of harmony and mutual respect. At one point, Cephalus paused, looking over his shoulder. "It was here," he said softly, pointing to where they had once quarreled over misunderstood words. "Here, where we almost lost everything." Procris nodded, a touch of melancholy in her smile. "And yet," she whispered, "here we also began anew." The serene image of their love, like an everlasting flame, lingered as their story unfolded to its quiet culmination. Their myth, filled with trials and triumphs, now stood as a testament to the possibility of reconciliation and the beauty of unyielding faith. Beneath the star-studded sky, Cephalus and Procris held fast to one another, their bond as timeless and as enduring as the heavens above. As the embers of their campfire dimmed, casting a gentle glow on the tranquil countryside, Cephalus and Procris embraced the unity they had found. Their love, now a peaceful anchor in a world of uncertainties, left an indelible impression of grace and constancy. With hearts full of gratitude and resolve, they welcomed the harmonious future they would share, their journey a lasting inspiration to all who heard it. In the delicate dance of shadows and light, they understood fully the power of love's resilience,